Alright, deck profile number, I think, either 3 or 4, I don't care. Hey guys, it's Zuzu-Gi-Oh. I've got another deck profile, and this time it's Battlewasps. Something I made like a while back, I really wanted to made. I haven't really updated since then, other than playing Hoppier Squadron here just for the lulz, but yeah. And here we go. Start things off with... Arbalest. Battlewasp Arbalest, the Rapid Fire. Now, this whole deck is based off of insects, and these insects can make out like a really great tuner and stuff. This deck though is basically just filler for certain things, but yeah. So yeah, Arbalest, the Rapid Fire. When he's normal summon, you can special summon a level 3 or lower insect in the grave, and he has a float effect. If you know what float means, that means he special summons another monster when it's destroyed. And next up, we have Battlewasp Twin Ability Attacker. At the cost of no longer being able to special summon monsters from your extra deck, but insects for the rest of the turn, you can special summon him from your hand during the main phase, and he can attack twice during each battle phase, which is actually a decent effect. Now for the main tuner, we have Battlewasp Sting the Poison. Now this is like a really, really good card in the deck. In fact, it's like the only tuner other than Pin, but that's not a tuner. It makes other tuners, but whatever. So when he's if he's normal special summon, you can add a Battlewasp monster from the deck from your deck to your hand, which is awesome. It's a Searcher. It's still in Stratos. Plus, it's an effect veiler during your opponent's turn if you tribute another insect you control. Next up, we got 3 Battlewasp Pin the Bullseye. Sparks on legs, basically. You can special summon him if you control an insect monster, and you can burn your opponent for 200 for every Battlewasp Pin the Bullseye you control. I'm playing 3 because, well, yeah, you want to run 3 of each Battlewasp, but the one I'm about to show you. Because, well, the archetype is, the card pool for the archetype is quite shallow, but, whatever. One Dart, or no, not one Dart, Dart the Hunter. So, when your Battlewasp monster destroys a monster battle, you can discard this card and burn your opponent for the attack of the monster destroyed. And you can target another insect you control to make a tuner, which is great. I'm playing one of those because both, one, I don't have another. 2, I really don't see the point of playing another, but I really want to play 3, just to see how it works. 2 Veilers, I don't know why 2, but it's negation, because this deck is based off of going second. Because of the battle effects and whatever. Pankro, sad that he's at 1, but whatever, you have to do with what you have most. Coalasilot, because it's a specialist for handling control monsters and it's a tuner. And 1 Hoppier Squadron and 1 Gokipole. Hoppier Squadron is greatest. I really thought it can synchro with your opponent's monsters, which would have been like really crazy, but I misread the card like always. But yeah, it's special summons during your opponent's turn and synchro summons with a monster it targets. And Gokipole, when he's sent to grave, or if he's sent to grave, I'm sorry, you get to add a level 4 insect monster from deck to your hand. And if the added monster was a normal monster, most of you should know what that is. Then you special summon instead, then destroy a monster on the field with higher attack than it. Alright, and now for the Gokipole targets. For our final monsters, it's 1 Shiny Black Sea Squatter and 1 Girochin Kuwagata. I was surprised to find out one of my friends actually had this, because I didn't plan on spending $1 on this. I'd rather give a decent common or card, whatever it was, I forgot what it was, to get a Kuwagata. I don't even know how they got it, but it's awesome that they did. Think you know who you are. Jesus, traffic, oh well. Now for the monster born to the deck, we got 3 Rival Storm. Unfortunately not a Battlewasp card, but still great. It targets a Battlewasp in your grave, special summons it, and by banishing this card from your grave, you can target an insect you control and make it protected by both battle and card effect destruction. So yeah, and now for our second monster born, it's basically Soul Charge. Well, a conditional one at that. Very conditional. Summoning Swarm, so you can special summon level 4 or lower Battlewasp from your grave. up to the number of monsters your opponent controls and special summon them, but you can only summon insects first turn. From the extra deck base, which is not that great, but still. Next up, 3 Insect Imitation. Finally got my hands on 3 of these because it's really great. There are 2 texts from this card, like an errata version from the same set, which confuses me a bit. But yeah, basically tributes an insect you control and special summons another insect from your deck with a level higher than the tributed monster, which is why I pin the Bullseye and this card are really great. It summons Sting from the deck since it's a level 2. Next up, 2 Twin Twister, get rid of Floodgates, and oh, why not? Now for our 1-of spells, you got Reasoning, just because, well, your opponent can't really predict, because all the Battlewasp except for Dart and Pin are different levels, and yeah, Dark Hole because it's Raigeki, 1-for-1 because it summons a level 1 from your deck such as Pin or Hunter, Raigeki because it's Raigeki, and Foolish Burial because you want to send something off for either Arbalest to target or Goki Pole. And now for the main deck traps, we got the 1 Sonic Stun. This is actually a pretty decent card. You can negate an opponent's attack and special summon either a TG monster, which you're never going to run in this deck unless it's like really obscure and an insect that has a really good effect, or a level 4 lower tuner for your deck, which is awesome. And the Battlewasp trap, we got Battlewasp Nest, actually searchable by Sting, I believe. Actually, no, Sting only searches monsters, but whatever. Battlewasp Nest. So when your Battlewasp is targeted for an attack, you can special summon a Battlewasp from your hand or deck, then place a counter on this card and in the battle phase. It's really awesome. But thing is, when it gets 2 or more counters, then that's it for the card. It's sent to the grave. But still, it's special summons from your deck, which is awesome. Now for the main deck, we got our boss monster here. It's Blackwing. Oh god, that reminds me. This is kind of like Blackwing. So it's Battlewasp Hama the Conquering Bow. His effect is so he has 3 effects. First one is if you use a synchro monster as his synchro material, then he can make 2 attacks during each battle phase. Second, when he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can burn, or actually, when this card, you can make all your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 attack and defense. I haven't actually read that part for some reason. And at the end of the battle phase, if your opponent hasn't taken any battle damage, you can inflict 300 points of damage, so burn your opponent for 300, for every Battlewasp in your graveyard. So, yeah. It reduces attack. It can burn your opponent if they haven't taken damage off of something, and it can make a second attack. And it's at 2800, which is awesome. Next up for the other Battlewasp main decks. 2 Battlewasp Halberd the Charge. Now, during damage calc, if he battles a monster with higher attack than him, then he can cut the monster's attack in half. And yeah, when he deals battle damage, you get to burn your opponent for 200 for every Battlewasp you control. Now here's a really good burner and the tuner synchro for like Hama or whatever. It's a Battlewasp Azusa the Ghost Bow. So it special summons from your graveyard. Or actually, it's special summoned from your graveyard if a Battlewasp monster you control destroys an opponent's monster in battle. And if another Battlewasp monster inflicts damage to your opponent, which means burning them by a card effect, you get to burn them for equal to the attack of the Battlewasp that burned them in the first place. So let's say you have Halberd, they attack into Halberd while you control Azusa. Halberd burns for, let's say, 400 because of these 2. This will burn for 2500, which is his attack. And that's really neat, because you want to go off of Hama too if you want to. Next up, it's Battlewasp Ballista the Armageddon. It's a second boss. It's a really decent boss monster. It's a level 12 too, which is surprising. So if he's special summoned, you can banish all, that's right, all insects in your graveyard, and all your opponent's monsters lose 500 attack and defense. Plus this guy can deal piercing, and he has another float effect too. If he's destroyed by opponent's battle or opponent's monster in battle or by card effect, you can special summon 3 of your banished level 11 or lower insects. So it summons all by himself, but it wouldn't make sense, but I don't even know. So it's a really great full effect because you're going to banish anyway if you want. Now for our 1-ups, we got Martial Mech. You can make this off of Sting and Pin Bullseye. He can summon another Tomb Grave, which is just essentially another, like, another body for no reason. 1 Clearing Flash Dragon. This came out of Dude. It's actually pretty cool. It's a negator. So you quick effect, target up face up monster your opponent controls. Without special from your extra deck. Reduces attack to 0 and negates effects. Next up, it's High Speed Renchimbara for solid OTK if you're able to. Exceeds 1 Baguska, Terra Tapir, just to stop your opponent's monsters from playing if you're opening first. But trust me, you don't want to open first. Okay, unless you get a good hand, that is. But who knows? It's Yu-Gi after all. Gaia for Link Arrows. Don't know why I'm playing him. So, okay, this is actually pretty cool. It's Seraphim Papillion. So, gains 200 for each counter on it, and if it's Link Summon, you place a counter for each insect used for its Link Summon. And quick effect, you can remove a counter from this card, especially on a level 4 or lower insect you engrave in defense position. But you can only use 1 effect per turn. Yeah. Pretty much. And now 1 Picofolina. You want to so when Link summoned, you discard card to equip an insect from your deck to another insect you control, and it gains 500 attack and defense. So it's basically a Union Carrot, which hasn't come out yet. Well, it's coming soon. Trust me, I have dual overload. It'll be awesome. But yeah. Oh yeah, and also it has a really cool recycle effect where you shuffle 3 insects in your grave to draw a card, which is actually pretty cool as well. Now for our main Link monster, it's 2 Great Fly. Uses winds, which is obvious in this deck because they're all winds. And yeah, gives him a 500 boost as usual, and it makes all Earth monsters lose 400, which could be, I don't know, some decks, but that effect doesn't really matter. You want to get it off of for the boost and arrows, which is great. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been Zuzu-Gi-Oh, my Battlewasp profile for March 2020. And yeah, goodbye. I did not make a B joke. I think I have to restart the video now.